Now, the presidency is defending the president's decision to place the country in a national state of disaster to deal with the energy crisis.
Yeah, a lot of people still very unsure what it's actually supposed to mean. It's also unclear when this Minister of Electricity will be appointed or when the anticipated cabinet reshuffle is going to take place.
Well, the president's spokesperson, Vincent Magwenya, says plans to get the country out of the darkness will be announced quite soon. But here's eNCA's Heidi Giokos with more.
It's not yet clear when and who will be appointed as the Minister of Electricity. The President's spokesperson, Vincent Magwenya, has asked for patience as the President understands the urgency of the matter.
The President appreciates the urgency in which he needs to finalize the cabinet appointments. The President appreciates the agency in which he needs to finalize the appointment of the Minister of Electricity with respect to the kind of crisis that we are facing. So in time, fairly soon, those announcements will be made. So if we can just be a little bit patient.
The Presidency says it's doing all it can to support Eskom in operating at full capacity to try and get the country out of darkness.
There are two key things. One is to improve plant performance for Eskom, and the second is to ensure that we get enough new megawatts onto the grid as quickly as possible. So those are the two key, if I should summarize it, those are the two key things that are going to be quite critical for us to be able to do. Plant performance is quite important. And here, I think it's quite critical for us to say as government, we are not intending to replace or to interfere in the operational or in the governance or in the managerial responsibility of Eskom. Eskom is an entity in its own right. Its shareholder is DPE, and I think that's quite important to emphasize it. But what we are doing is saying to Eskom, what is it that we can do as government to support you in implementing your recovery generation plan?
Despite much criticism on the President's decision to place the country in a state of disaster, Magwenya says this is one of the best ways to deal with the energy crisis.
Even those who are criticizing the approach that the President has chosen to adopt, joining in working with all of us as South Africans in resolving this energy crisis. What the President has done is to bolster the capacity that is required in dealing with this crisis. Over and above the National Energy Committee, you now have a Minister of Electricity who's going to be a dedicated resource at the most senior level of government, ensuring that we come out of this crisis.
For now, South Africans will just have to wait until there is an official announcement on both the cabinet reshuffle and the new Minister of Electricity. Heidi Giokos in Johannesburg.